How are you? Welcome to Jiwu's channel. Today we are going to make amagwinya, vetkoek or puff. So to our bowl we need a big bowl, and to our bowl we are going to add 4 cups of flour. We are going to use all-purpose flour. And to the 4 cups of flour, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of salt, and then we are going to add 4 tablespoons of sugar. We are going to add 2 tablespoons of powdered milk. This is optional. You can omit the milk if you want, but I just like the softness which the milk adds to magwinya. Then we are going to add 2 teaspoons of yeast. I'm using instant yeast, so I'm going to add it directly to my bowl with my flour. But if you are using active yeast, you must add it to warm water first before adding it to your flour, so that it can proof. But for instant yeast, you can add it directly to the flour. But if you want, you can add it to water first as well. Then I'm going to add orange zest, 2 teaspoons of orange zest. I just like that flavor which the zest adds to magwinya. It's optional as well. If you don't like the orange zest, you can skip it. Then now I'm going to mix everything. And I'm going to add create a wall on the middle, and I'm going to add warm water, 375 ml of warm water. Make sure that your water is not cold, because if it's cold, the yeast is not going to be activated. And make sure that your water is not too hot, because if the water is too hot, it's going to kill the yeast. So just need warm water so that you'll be able to activate the yeast. And if the yeast is activated, then our dough is going to rise. Keep on mixing my dough, bringing it together. Then after my dough is come together like this, when it's well mixed with the flour, I'm going to flour my working area, a generous amount of flour, and put my dough on the surface. I'm going to start kneading the dough. The dough will be sticky at first, and we are going to knead it. For the dough to come together nicely and well kneaded, we are going to knead it for 10 to 15 minutes. Then our dough will be nice and soft after 10 to 15 minutes kneading it. I like kneading my dough, just seeing it coming together. Oh, it gives me satisfaction. When the dough is sticking, don't worry, just have to keep kneading, then it will come together as you knead it. Then need to stop sticking. We keep on kneading our dough. As you can see, it's now coming together nicely. Maybe your dough is too sticky. You can add a little flour, not too much, just a little, and you continue kneading the dough. After kneading it, the dough was sticking to my hands that it was difficult to remove my hands from the dough, but now it's no longer that sticky. See, just like for 15 minutes, but 10 minutes is fine if you don't have much time or you're tired. 10 minutes is fine, but I'm going to knead it for 15 minutes until the dough is nice and smooth. But it's not going to be smooth because I have added orange zest. That's why it's not going to be as smooth as the plain dough. It's sticky, but don't worry, it's fine. That's the texture we want for the vetkoek. We want a soft dough. So I've been kneading the dough. It's 15 minutes now. As you can see, the dough is now smooth, but you can see the orange zest here. But now the dough is smooth and round. Now I'm going to put some oil to my hands so that they'll stop sticking. Then I'll just apply the oil on the dough. This oil helps the dough not to dry out when it's rising. I'm going to put the dough in a bowl and cover it. This is the bowl which I've used. So I'm going to put the dough here in the bowl. You add oil to the size of the bowl as well. So we're going to leave our dough to rise for 1 hour in a warm place, or until the dough is doubled in size. So this is our dough after an hour. You can see how it has risen. You can look. Yeah. So now I'm going to punch it down so that the air can come out. See, our dough has risen beautiful. See, so now I'm just going to knead it so that I can bring it together. You see, now this dough is no longer sticking like what it was doing before I put it to rise. Now it's no longer sticking. Look at my hands. And so that's why I was saying before that even if you see that your dough is a little bit sticky, don't worry. Everything is going to work out at the end. And now it worked. So yeah, I'm just going to knead it for a minute or two. And so after kneading the dough, I'm going to take a tray, whatever you can use. I'm just going to flour it a bit like this. Then I'm going to flour my hands as well. And then I'm going to take a dough like this size. That's what I want. Then I'm going to make a ball, a round shape like a ball, like this. After I've made a shape like this, I'm going to put on my floured tray. I'm just going to keep on doing the same until all the dough is finished. So this is the last one. I'm doing this small medium, which I have done. So the 4 cups of flour which I have used, they managed to bring out 4 cups of flour and 16 amagwinyas. So from here I'm going to heat my oil, then our amagwinyas will be ready to be fried. So I'm going to put my pot on the stove, then add oil. I'm using vegetable oil, but you can use any oil you want, canola, olive oil. So I'm going to add oil and wait for the oil to be hot before I start to fry amagwinya. You see now it has come on top, the small dough which I have dropped in the oil. So now we're starting to fry our amagwinya. Because my oil is hot, should be very careful and gentle when dropping the amagwinyas in the